Well, I'll try, but I do not think it's a real tank. It's a paper tank, practically. So Char Mle 75? It's Superman. It's not Superman. There's an 𝘞𝘢𝘨𝑃 75mm, some with rockets, but yeah, these are not the vehicles we're looking for. A Tiger 3, what the hell? That should be the Tiger 2, but the Tiger 3 was actually the Tiger 2. The Tiger 2 was a Tiger 1.5, but small history. French! Light tank 75. 𝘞𝘢𝘨𝘪. That's great. Wonderful. There's no such thing, right? I don't know. Ew, what is this thing? Chafee turret on an 𝘞𝘢𝘨𝘪's hull. Ugh, gross. The next premium. Sure, why not? Ew. Is that a real thing? I don't know. It can't be, right? I don't know. There's no French weird paper design of a light tank. It's actually a real thing. Holy crap. No way. AMX M24. Oh my god, it's actually a real thing. Alright, we're veering off track, so let's get back. But yeah, there's no such thing as a French light tank. So what the hell is this thing? Char Mle 75. Looks like a hybrid of a medium tank chassis with just a gun. Okay. What? Alright, so yeah, it's not that small of a size. It's about the same size as a, I say maybe a Boresque without the turret. So like the Batchat 12T. But it's, I mean, it's still not that small. It's still bigger, I think, in terms of hull design than the 𝘞𝘢𝘨𝘪s. So, well, where the hell is the Boresque? Kinda. It's as narrow as the Boresque, just doesn't have the EBR turret, the 105 turret, but alright, so weird fantasy car thing. It's a tier 9 premium French light tank. So telling me you want to sell the EBR, but not telling me that you want to sell the EBR, huh? It's pretty fast. Also looks like it has air core tires for the road wheels, like the Lorraine 40T. But that is interesting. Yeah, that's air core tires with tracks covering it. Technically, if your tracks get blown off, you can still drive around with the tires, like the Lorraine 40T, but I doubt they're going to implement that system, because it's kinda busted, but yeah, we'll take a look at the stats. So, firepower, it's a 200mm pen, 250 gun, it should be a 90? Let's see, quickly. Where the hell is the caliber of the gun? They don't tell you. Holy shit. There's no caliber? It's a 100mm. Alright. Autoloader 100mm. But only 250 alpha for a 100mm is kinda low. It has a magazine clip, so there's a difference between the rapid mode and the standard mode, similar to the Polish medium tank, the CS63, but this thing has a burst fire gun, so reload times 45 seconds, reload time between bursts 3.5 seconds, so it's like the autoloader round, but intra-shell cooldown, isn't that the reload time between burst? Is that added to the 3.5? That doesn't make sense. Shells in magazine 6 rounds compared to 4. Shells in the clip. Wait. What are we talking about here? 3. The clip and the magazine is the same thing, right? 3 pieces. I think the whole clip is the 6 rounds. The burst is the 3 rounds. Burst per magazine 2. So yeah, that's divided by 2. So you have 3 round burst and 2 round burst with a total of 6 rounds in the magazine, or 4 rounds in the magazine depending on which mode. So you burst for 3 rounds, twice, or 2 rounds twice. I think that's how it works, but weird 𝘚𝘦𝘭�60, I guess. It's also added in, so technically it's a 1 minute reload. So DPM is like 1,800 or so. It's pretty bad, but alright. 2.5 seconds at aim time, or 3, so you shotgun into people's asses practically. Accuracy is actually not bad, 0.35. Gun traverse speed is quick. 65 degrees per second in standard, but only 20 in rapid. So swinging this gun around while you're not moving about crazily is super quick. Gun elevation is 15, depression is -8. Not bad. And only 36 rounds. With that alpha, 36 rounds is not that much. You're barely carrying more than a Hellcat. Barely. So this gun is weird. I mean, then again, in the matter of 4 seconds or so, you're bursting 1500 damage if you're in standard mode, and 1000 damage if you're going fast. But how does the reload work while you're switching? So if you're already reloading the gun and you switch from one mode to the other mode, do you get more shells or less shells? Can you abuse the system? So what if you just before you finish reloading, you switch to the other mode? So if you switch from rapid to standard, you get more shell. That's kinda glitchy when you think about it. It is the same concept with something like, I think the 𝘚𝘦𝘭𝘭 is the closest representation of this stuff, because it's like a siege mode, but not really. So like this vehicle right here, you get a siege mode that you can transfer into. What the hell is the siege mode? But it has a different reload. So there's technically a trick of getting a better reload while switching into the siege mode, while having the same benefits of the siege mode. The siege mode has less DPM, but if you manage the switching of it, technically you have more DPM and better accuracy without having the drawbacks. But it's kind of weird. So that's the closest vehicle I can think of. The CS63 doesn't have the drawback of the DPM. It has a drawback of the accuracy and stuff, but not the cut to DPM, I don't think. Yeah, time to switch engine modes. So rapid to standard, but they call it turbo. There shouldn't be a DPM cut. There should be an accuracy cut or a dispersion cut, one of the which, but this is a new gun. This is a burst fire gun. Is there a way to abuse it? That's what I'm trying to think. It's kind of weird. Well, mobility wise, top speed of 55, which is okay for a light tank. Not really. It's okay for a medium tank, but 78 for the rapid mode. It's not as fast going backwards, so it's not an EBR, but 45 going backwards is still pretty decent. Horsepower per ton ratio is 33.8 in standard and 47.3 in rapid. Hull traverse speed is 60. Doesn't matter which mode, so pretty quick to turn, but let's see the EBRs, how quick the EBRs go. I mean, 78 is still pretty goddamn fast, even though it's not the fastest, so, EBR top speed is 80, so it's close to the premium EBR at tier 8. 83 for the tier 9, and 91 for the tier 10. Funny enough, the 90 version, or the 90mm and below version, has the same going forwards and backwards. But for the 105, going backwards, it's a little bit slower. Balance, I guess? I don't know. But it's not a slow vehicle. Not really. I'm still thinking of ways to abuse the rapid mode into the standard mode. Is there like a time where you cannot move while switching? I don't think so. Otherwise, you have to be stuck while switching, similar to the CS63. So it's not like the EBRs elevating or lowering the wheels. They can do that while moving, no problem. But yeah, 47 horsepower per ton ratio. That's better than than the cars. Yeah, that is better than the cars. Holy crap. That thing revs up pretty goddamn quick. Yeah, 47. That is insanely quick if you think about it. Just not that good of a top speed, but it's a tank. Technically, it's not a car. So some equipments are more available to this thing, namely the turbocharger. Therefore, top speed could be buffed. And we'll talk about equipments later, but this thing is kind of an outlier when you think about it. It has a weird performing gun that could be super devastating, but you have to work around the reloading stuff of this clip, or magazine as they call it. Also goes in with the mobility, so it's a decent mobility of a medium tank, but switching to rapid mode, it's super fast. So some characteristics are way out there, but has no health as expected, but it still has 60mm of hull front, so technically you could bounce a few shells if you're lucky, super lucky. But view range is only 390 in base form and 370 in rapid mode. Radio is radio. It's a light tank, so fits all the AMX-13s. AP shell, high explosive is high explosive. You probably won't be using high explosive, so you're probably using AP or APCR. Huh. Holy crap. There are no different types of light tanks. It's either cars or just regular light tanks. There's no such thing as assault light tank or sniper light tank. There's no such thing. Yeah, there's only versatile or just cars practically. So yeah. Alright, holy crap, that top speed is not that scary, but the horsepower per ton ratio is probably one of the best. Probably. 47. Are you kidding me? That is insanely good. Let's see if other light tanks are comparable. I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. It's with the vehicles in my garage, I doubt it. Well, there you go. The T100 light tank. This is a little bit better in terms of revving up, but it's like playing with this thing. Just turns as fast as well. Yeah, this thing has a pretty quick hull traverse as well. So it's like this, except it's not as long of a vehicle hull. Huh. What the hell do I think about it? Camouflage is 16.25, while stationary and moving, it's a light tank. Is that good? Well, I have a crew, so drop whole crew. Oh, great, not enough bunks. Alright, camo. I need to check out the camo before we move on. Yeah, it's only 16, whereas the AMX-13 105 is 27. That's like double. Not to mention this thing, which is super sneaky. It's like a car. So camo is not the best on this light tank, quote unquote. Yeah, camo is not the best. It's like a medium tank, but it is fast in rapid mode, even though you don't work the gun as well. So 100% crew gives you 1800 DPM, 0.34 accuracy, and there's two different aim time, 2.4 for standard and 2.88 for rapid. Alright. Takes about 44 seconds to reload. Huh. How the hell do I feel about this thing? It's kind of a weird medium tank, light tank hybrid. It's one of the newest since of the gun mechanics too. It's a burst fire gun. Just doesn't have the health. Shell velocity is not slow, so that's decent. You probably won't be carrying high explosive rounds, so that's out of the question. How the hell do I feel about this thing? How does it work when you have a rapid mode on? I have no idea. It's supposed to be a paper tank. I cannot find it. It's a premium, makes more credit and crew XP. But, well, let's take a look at equipment for light tanks at tier 9. So let's go to my EBRs or cars. Here it is. So a tank, technically. But, I would think a turbocharger to help out with the mobility is also pretty good. But first slot, probably coated optics. It's a fast-moving light tank to scout, quote-unquote, so this will be probably more beneficial. Coated optics. Second slot, likely the engine turbocharger, obviously giving you more speed because you need more speed. And third slot, I don't think the camo boosting will help since it has already garbage camo. I mean, it's not bad, but you don't need grousers. It already has a way good enough hull traverse, way better than good enough. Just doesn't have the health. It has the same health as the AMX 1390, so it's larger than the AMX 1390, but has the same health. Should we put this thing on? No, I don't want to. Well, I can take it off and play around with it. Well, I have 71 of those. You only get 100 health if you put the hardening stuff. That is dumb. Yeah, we don't need that. That is just go back to that thing. Yeah, you don't. I think you would likely put maybe the commander vision system to drop the camouflage while in bushes. So this might help. Or you might want to try vertical stabilizer? Vents? I don't know. It's kind of weird design. Huh. Hold up. Let's try with the field modifications to see which one's best. So we'll remove all the crew from my AMX 1390. And equipment, I'll put... let's see if the field mods give survivability to this stuff. So all the way up. And... yeah, you could have firepower, technically, or mobility. So, I'll put mobility. Mobility is better than firepower for light tanks. This one, you could put vents to help out with everything. You could put vertical stabilizer to help out with the shotgunning of the gun, or maybe the improved aiming to help out with the accuracy. Even though 0.35 is not that bad. Yeah, 0.35 is... 0.34 is actually not pretty decent. So I think vertical stabilizer might be your choice, or the commander system to remove foliage or bonuses, one of the which. But let's see with the field modifications, which one's the best. Haven't played light tanks as much, so do not know about the field mods. Ooh, top speed or engine power. This thing already has like super horsepower per ton ratio. So better top speed is likely for you. You already have like 47 horsepower per ton. Just cut a little bit. It will cut you about 2 horsepower per ton, but you get better top speed. So I think it's up to you. This one's a toss-up. Better top speed means better field running. So like Prokhorovka, running around like an idiot, you have open space maps. So better top speed. But if you have city maps, you would rather have better engine power to just rev up and do corners better. So it depends on the maps, but in most situations, go with more engine power. In most situations, top speed, you don't reach that as often unless you're running all the time. So this is a toss-up. Choose between your preference, one of which, but I'll go with top speed for now since I already have enough horsepower per ton ratio. Aim circle size or reload time. It already has garbage DPM, so cutting the reload time or increasing the reload time is not that much. So changing from, for example, 1390s garbage DPM of 2000 to 2024. So about 50 change in terms of DPM. That is not that dramatic, but I think the aim circle size change or buff is a little bit better with the cut to like 50 DPM. That's nothing, right? So I think the aim circle is a little bit better. Reverse speed or just protection from injuries. This is a hard one. I mean, it's only reverse speed. It's not forward speed. If it's forward speed, I'll give it more, but this thing already has decent enough reverse speed in rapid mode and standard mode too, but it's 20 going backwards compared to 26. And it will be helped with the turbocharger, so turbocharger helps with the forward and reverse speed. But protecting yourself from high explosive artillery rounds, like cheeky shots from artillery, that's a plus. Maybe with this, since you're going forwards all the time, you just don't go backwards. You don't shift gear. Just turn it 180 degrees and go backwards. Not like stop and go backwards. So I think this one might be a little bit better instead of going backwards faster. And finally, better view range at the cost of concealment, or better concealment view range. It already has garbage camo, so the camo, it's like a medium tank. It's not as good as AMX-13, so you'll probably be spotted. Probably. And with that in mind, you might as well have more view range, right? Especially in rapid mode, where you only get like 370. They don't tell you that, but it's about 370. Yep. In rapid mode for the view range. Yeah, it's a weird tank. How the hell would I rate it? Already spent like 20 minutes thinking about it, but holy shoot. It only has 36 rounds though, but still, if you switch to standard mode just before the reload finish, you have 1500 damage burst. That's a Jagdpanzer E100 shell and a half. That's a 170mm shell and a half of damage. And from this vehicle that could run away pretty quickly, that's pretty toxic. And you don't know if the burst firing 100mm could just finish your ammo rack in one go, right? Because one shell hits your vehicle, you'll notice you'll have a damaged ammo rack, and you immediately fix that. But with the burst fire gun, the first shell will damage the ammo rack, and the follow-up is really quick to just, if you're aiming at the same spot, then your ammo rack is gone. You'll get one-shotted. So there's that feature, I guess, but it's a premium, makes more credit and crew XP. It's also a hard vehicle to judge, such a new concept or a new mechanic in the game. It's like a T100 light tank in terms of mobility, in terms of the rapid mode, but the gun is practically a gun on a stick or just a gun on top of a chassis. It's traversable too, so it's a pseudo turret as well. It's a full turret, but it's not like a traditional turret. It's practically an autoloader, and that's it. There's no people inside, I think. Huh. Well, I spent like 20 some minutes about this vehicle because it's so weird. Unproven. I'll give it that. Unproven out of 10. But based on initial reactions and based on the burst fireness of the gun, I think it might be a 7. Maybe a 7.5. I mean, you have to be very sneaky about this thing. You play this thing like a medium tank, and then you play it like a light tank when like half the enemy teams are dead, so you no longer get shot at by more guns than you want to, since this thing doesn't have that good of a camo and size to it. So yeah, you play this thing like a bat chat practically. Go sneaky about for the first half of the battle, and then when everybody are close to nearly dead, you run around and shotgun people. Or you can do that right off the bat, but just be aware about your garbage DPM and health. I think 7.5. Unproven first. Unproven, but likely 7.5 out of 10. Well, there you go, folks. Kind of a weird Char Mle 75. I like it. I like new stuff that shakes up the gameplay, shakes up how you think about the game. And this is a high skill curve vehicle. It's not like the yesterday's M project. No, this thing is way different. It requires way more map awareness and your tank's capability of driving around in rapid mode or standard mode. So it's a brain tweaker, tinker thingy majig. So you require some IQ to play with this vehicle correctly, or you can just play it like an idiot and go with rapid mode into their base and suicide. You can always do that, but I think, yeah, it's a high skill curve vehicle and it's pretty interesting. Well, there you go, folks. Unproven 7.5 out of 10. So medium tank / light tank, but that goes pretty quick. Well, we'll see what happens on the actual test server of the vehicle, but they don't give us to test. They never will. So for now, not bad. I would like it if this is next year's Battle Pass stuff. That would be, well, they don't give out premium tanks for Battle Pass. Son of a gun. That's unfortunate. Oh, there you go, folks. Char Mle 75. So leave your comments below on what you think about this weird new system. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.